Hey guys, welcome to AngularJS tutorial. So today I'll be telling you about one of the directive of AngularJS, which is ng submit. We'll be learning it by an example. So what I'll do is I'll create a very simple form, and in that form I'll be putting a text box, and on whatever you'll enter in the text box, on clicking on submit button, it will display the same thing in a list. So let's go ahead and do it. So what I'm gonna do here is um, okay, I'll just first take one input box, and whatever user enters in here, I'll take it in this. Suppose user entered, and then okay, and then I need to create that button. So for that, submit type submit. Okay, so what I've done is I've created one text box and one submit button. Let's just go and see till now, I mean, if it's coming or not. Let's just reload the controller. Okay, start.html. Okay, the text box is coming, but the button is not coming. Why? It should be input, not submit. Okay. Okay, so now what should happen? Whatever I enter over here, right? And when I click on submit, then a list should be displayed over here. So what I'll do is I'll try to display the data under a list. So ng repeat. Here I'll give some name. Suppose X in all, and then I'll end this list, and I need to print here X. I'm saving it. Then what I'll do is, okay, and this thing everything I'll keep it in form. So form, and here I'll call a function which is be display. Let's call it display for now. And let's just end this form. I'm saving it. So now what I need to do is I need to create a function called display, where I'll be pushing the data whatever the user enters in this input box to this list, and then displaying it. So let's go here and do that. So what I'm doing is I need to take an empty array, right, where I can store all the data which user is entering. So scope dot let's say all. I've taken all because this is what I'm using over here, right? So all, and just take this empty, then scope dot all dot, no, I need to write the function, right? So it will be scope dot display display, because this is the function which will be called, so it has to be a function. And then here what I need to do is now I need to push the data from the input box to our empty array. So it has to be uh, scope dot all dot, then scope dot, and what we need to push in this empty array is this thing, whatever the user enters in the input box, this thing we need to push. So I'll just give it over here, and I'm saving it. So what I've done is I've taken one empty array, and this I'm using here in our ng repeat, so that I can take one by one all the values and I can display it in a list. And what I've done is I have in this form I'm calling a function called display, and what this function is doing, it is this data whatever the user is entering in this text box, this data it is taking, and it is um, pushing it into this empty array, right? And then the same thing, and then when we are calling this function, and so once we are calling this function, we can display its data, whatever we have in this variable using ng repeat. So let's go and check how it works. Okay, so the controller wasn't loaded properly. See, whatever you'll enter now, it will, display in the list. So guys, this is how, ng submit works in AngularJS. So thanks for watching. See you in next tutorial.